Welcome back to the up and down matches. We've had a very intense group so far. Anything is still possible. Every single player could still get out of this group. Let's take a look at our standings.
ByuN is leading the rankings currently with a 2-0, and currently is actually in a position that everything works out quite well for him. If he takes another game, doesn't matter which one, if it's the game against Su or the game against Hero later on, he will advance to the Premier League, no matter what else happens. Hero and Su, they find themselves in the midfield here, whereas Live and Bang are still at the end of the rankings. And the next game that we have is actually Su versus ByuN, and as already mentioned, if ByuN takes another map today, he will advance to the Premier League. For Su, it's a little bit different. If he really wants to make it work, he needs to win both of his remaining matches. So he still has it in his own hands. If he wins both of them, he's going to advance today, but he has to do that.
Yeah. By the way, we still have the potential, if I'm not mistaken, for every player to have 2-2 and have a 5-way tie. So that could happen. It would be like the craziest thing ever.
By the way, with Su here in the booth, what also matters for him, of course, or let's say what matters for the other players is currently that if Su is actually losing his game, then Bang is out. Because then one of those tiebreakers cannot happen anymore.
Good point. Yep. ByuN looking very confident here. He's 2-0 in the group. He has a perfect record so far, but Su looks to change that here on Anaconda.
Which also means that, by the way, the 5-way tiebreaker is not possible anymore.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
matter what happens here, we will have maybe a 3-way tie, but not a 5.
No 5s.
Yeah, exactly. That can't happen anymore because either ByuN is advancing to the Premier League or Su made sure that Bang can't advance today anymore. But we are going into that game in just a second, guys. We have Anaconda being the map here for our Zerg versus Terran. We're going to find out if ByuN, in his worst matchup, can actually now also take down Su after he just defeated Live. He had the GSL up and down Group B with ByuN. And the Zerg player, he starts to the bottom right of Anaconda. This is, of course,
SK Telecom T1 Su.
So Su him.
To the top left, we have the Terran player in red for Team MVP. Usually starts things off with
ByuN Prime.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was kind of missing that one.
Yeah, wrong Terran. I'm still stuck with that idea that we have now the Bang match coming up.
By the way, speaking of
opening things up with the Bang?
Yeah, we've got a proxy play here. ByuN wants out, man. He's like, all I gotta do is proxy this guy. It's all over.
It worked the first time, so why not try it a second time?
Let's see if Su sends a drone. It doesn't look like it, and he's gonna miss the barracks.
And I said it before, like one of the reasons why he does that is because he has a shitty Terran versus Zerg. Like if you actually look at his statistics, this is by far his worst matchup. So he just proxies here, and he's a player who loves to do builds like that. It worked so well against Live. He got that early advantage that he needed, and Live was not able to defend it. And at this point, the Overlord is actually going to scout the double barracks, but too late to actually do anything about it.
Yeah, he's going to have to rely on this micro here. At least he knows a little bit about what's going on. And he also hides from ByuN that he knows. ByuN doesn't know that he knows. He only knows that ByuN is doing this. So now ByuN's going to see with his SCV.
Yeah, just think about what could have happened here if ByuN knows that he knows but doesn't show and doesn't know that he knows.
Oh man, I don't know what would happen if that happens. Do you know what I would, if I would know, like... But at this point, what's really funny is if he hadn't known, then the Overlord, he didn't have an Overlord spot for bunkers. The bunker could have actually just gotten up for free here. I like this just the 2-drone pull, but he needs a little bit more than that. And you know what? Actually, ByuN oversteps a little bit here.
ByuN?
Yeah. Well, actually, he barely gets away there. I thought he was going to lose his Marine potentially, and that drone is a little bit out of position.
That drone had no business there and goes down. So Su with all of his drones now at the bottom, and that actually is really good for him. There's no way to start that bunker, but he loses a lot of mining time, and now that there are more and more Marines in the game, he needs to be very careful that he doesn't lose even more drones. But the pool is done, and the first Zerglings are on the tap.
Yeah, ByuN doesn't pull any more SCVs here, so it's going to be very difficult for him to actually get any more damage done here, other than the lost mining time, which is quite significant, but he's not going to do any critical damage here. And the first 4 Zerglings are out. He's going to start bunkering now, and he can actually use the bunker against the Zerglings here as kind of a wall. This is a great position for the bunker. He'll probably start a second one.
Yeah, he just started that in the last second, actually. But at this point, we have no Spine Crawler committed to this defense. He has enough Zerglings out, and with the double hatch, he has also the production.
6 more links,
here we
too.
go.
I think actually Su is going to be fine here, but he needs to make sure he gets his drones on the surround, and actually he doesn't.
He's going to be fine here. Not at all. I think he's going to lose quite a bit. The question is, does he lose enough to make it work for ByuN? Well, it actually looks like the bunker is done, but he doesn't get close enough. Here come the rest of the Marines, though.
He should not be chasing those 3 Zerglings. He can just make a full wall and deal with it otherwise for at least a little while.
And he loses the bunker.
This was a little bit weird by ByuN that he turned around like that for 3 Zerglings. I think he could have tried to do more. Obviously, you know, you can't repair those rocks, so your wall's not going to last forever on this map.
He has to cancel the Marines and fly them back. Yeah, and there we go. So, looking at this, how many Harvesters did he actually kill?
He killed
2 Harvesters, forced a lot of Zerglings out there, so we have currently now 18 Harvesters to 18, a delayed Command Center. He's getting double Command Center, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he just start another one?
Oh, no, only one.
Ah, there we go. Okay, he starts it at the right side immediately. Yeah, I saw a Command Center for a second, the third one.
Yeah,
so he actually decides to just drop it to the right side. In terms of resources lost, if you just look at it, we have nearly the same amount of resources lost. The crucial factor here was really baiting out all those Zerglings. ByuN would have loved to do a little bit more damage to the economy, but keep in mind that Su, even though he didn't lose too many Harvesters, lost a ton of mining time.
Yeah. And I really, really like, though, ByuN's position with the 3rd Command Center, because on this map, it's so easy to get that saturation up, and it's very difficult for Su to pressure. Yeah, he's got some Lings here. The rocks have a lot of armor, but the Lings, of course, will still do 1 damage every time they attack. Those rocks have 10 armor, but the Lings, of course, ignore that and just do 1 damage per attack, and eventually the rocks will be down, but by that time, ByuN can have a bunker set up, and he can get that really easy 3-base saturation, so I like his choice here. And Su, on the other hand, has not yet committed to getting his own 3rd base. In fact, he's going triple gas right now. So he's going to do what looks like 2-base lair. He hasn't even sent a drone over there, so I'm thinking that's inevitably exactly what we're going to see.
ByuN actually takes... Oh, nice. He takes the Overlord. That's a nice move. That is really cool for him. Supply blocking his opponent for a second, making sure that he doesn't have any vision on the map. But what really surprised me is that he takes his 3rd. He actually takes the mineral line. He doesn't leave it on the high ground for a little bit longer. He just takes that base. And it looks like we're going to see a roach bailing aggression.
Yeah, this can actually be very difficult to hold on this map because the ramp to the actual main base is so wide, and there's no way to fully wall it until you kill those mini rocks.
It's also going to be really difficult because he doesn't have any units.
He also has no units. That's a very key factor here.
He's getting tech labs, he's getting reactors, he has no production at this point.
The Lings are going for the rocks at the back. Again, I don't think the attack will come from that location, but the threat is always there.
How does he not see that? Like, why is that Marine so far to the left side? There's a scan in the main base, doesn't see exactly what's going on. Roach Warren is done, no Baneling Nest just yet. 11 Roaches on the move. Roach Speedling, as it looks like.
I think he
There's the Baneling Nest.
Yeah, I think he can actually see the rocks being attacked, but not much he can do about it right now. He's going to actually just wall this off because he knows that's the only way. He pulls all his SCVs out, and it's just going to live here.
Oh, please die.
No.
That was close, though. That would have been funny.
That would have been sad, man. Like, you're a terrible person. That SCV would have died. Like, dude, like, that's not the kind of thing I find funny, man.
It's been ages since I saw something being crushed by rocks.
I know you're German, you like Schadenfreude, but like, come on, man.
Hey, come on.
It's not that bad.
Siege Tank is actually going to be out in time. He's actually just going to be out in time, and he can make sure that he defends here. You know, with the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade, and if he actually gets a couple of units over to the wall, maybe even the 2nd Siege Tank, should be in a good spot here. But I don't think he still knows. Like, does he really know? It doesn't look like it.
He doesn't have a tight wall, and that's going to be a big problem with 22 Banelings coming through. That's a lot. That's more than 20.
Oh, really?
It's also more than 21.
No shit, Sherlock.
And now he goes up to 24, which is even more than that.
Wow, 27, that's actually...
Yeah, and these Zerglings over here find out the rocks are good, but here we go!
Siege tanks,
Siege tanks need to target, and he targets really well, but can he stop everything? I'm not so sure.
I'm pretty sure... Oh, what is that? Why is he not microing his Hellions?
Well...
That could have done so much more. Why did he do that?
Yeah, now his siege tank is gone. And actually Su is going to come crashing through here.
ByuN that might have given him just the opportunity that he needed here, but he does move his Hellions. He could have kited those Banelings a little bit better, and now suddenly everything is completely open. The reinforcements, they stream across the map. Another siege tank being built. Blue Flame Hellion upgrade is done, but there are no Hellions left.
Not a single one, and that's going to be game. ByuN falling apart here. GG.
GG.
Well, Sue, he put on the fire there.
Yep. Huh.
That was a... The micro from ByuN was questionable there, and you could see he's a little bit frustrated.
I would be frustrated as well. Actually, he built Hellions. If he would have waited for the second siege tank, it would have been fine here. He
Then his Blue Flame would finish, and he would have had a much better chance.
He also didn't micro his Hellions. I mean, the problem were the Roaches in the end more than anything else. But with the Hellions alone, he could have kited at least the Banelings a little bit better. That gives him his siege tank a bit more survivability. Gets another shot out. Maybe the second siege tank come in. I really thought that he might be able to hold here, and I think with a bit of a different priority here, he could have.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know what happened there, but now it's time for Life. He needs this win as well. He needed the last one, but he still needs this one.
What happened was actually good for Life. From his point of view, he liked that. Because that means that in the next game that ByuN plays, that is against Hero, ByuN will be forced to give his all. Because that game still matters to him. Life, of course, both of these guys, by the way, need to win right now. Whoever loses this game will be out. Bang is only in the run because Sue just won that game. If ByuN would have won the game, then Bang would already be eliminated. But as it is, the loser of this match that we see on screen right now is going to drop down to the Challenger League.
Definitely true. The map is Belcher Vestige. Life, he found a way against Hero in the Zerg versus Protoss. He had some trouble earlier against ByuN, but it was a totally different situation than likely we'll see here. I give Life an advantage right now with the experience he has as a player and already what he's shown us in this group versus what Bang has shown us. I think he's got a huge advantage.
At this point, no one advanced out of the group just yet. Not a single person. We have Sue and Hero and ByuN, all three of them with 2 wins and 1 loss. And Life, he can still make it. He can still make it. If he's able to take this against Bang, that's what he has to do. This is his last game today. Here we go at the WCS Up and Downs. Group number B, Bang versus Life with Cullen Wolf.